When should you get saved? What is a good time to be reconciled unto God? I know that many people who are listening to me will probably say, I've got plenty of time. I'm still young. The day's young. I've got years ahead of me. Don't fool yourself. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. One day, Satan was in hell. And he wasn't happy with the amount of traffic that was trickling in. So he called one of his lieutenants forward. Lieutenant came gliding to the front. Said, "Yes, master, how can I serve you?" Satan said, "I want you to get up there and generate more traffic. I don't like what's happening." So the lieutenant came up here and he began preaching, telling people that, "No, there's no God. Don't believe in those fairy tales. Once you die, you'll go to the grave. It's all over. That will be the end of the line for you." And traffic started trickling in, but it wasn't very impressive. Satan wasn't happy, so he called one of his colonels forward. Colonel came forward and said, "Yes, master, how can I serve you?" Satan said, "I want you to go up there and generate more traffic than the last guy." So the colonel came up here and he began telling people there is a God and you will be accountable to him, but he's a loving God. He would never send anyone to hell. All you have to do is do the best you can, try to obey the commandments, and if at the end of your life you were sincere, don't worry about a thing. God will let you in. Oh, all of a sudden the highways to hell, the traffic began to increase. And Satan was a little happier because a lot of people bought into that. And unfortunately, people still buy into that to this very day. But Satan still wasn't happy. And so he called his general. General came gliding to the front. General said, "Yes, master, how can I serve?" General said, "I want you to go up there and generate more traffic than the last two guys did or you're in trouble." So the general said, "Yes, sir." He went up there. And the general began telling people that God sent his son into the world to die for them, that he hung on a cross and he shed his blood for them, that he was buried and that he rose again the third day, and that the only way to get into heaven was to believe that he had died for you and to trust the finished work of Calvary. And Satan said, "Stop it! If you told them all those things, why are the highways to hell jam-packed? Why is it bumper-to-bumper traffic?" And Satan's general said, "I tell them that Jesus Christ died for them, and that they must believe that message, and that they must trust what he did on the cross of Calvary. But I tell them, do it tomorrow." That lie has damned more people to hell than every other lie that was ever hatched in the incubator of hell. God says to you, my friend, behold, now is the accepted time. Behold, now is the day of salvation. You don't have the promise of tomorrow. But I can assure you this, that if you have Jesus Christ, you have the promise not only of tomorrow, but of eternity. See, the thing is this, tomorrow may be too late for you. Don't gamble with eternity. Eternity is a long time. In 1984, in a church in Margate, Florida, God, according to the riches of his grace, saved my wretched soul. I trusted Jesus Christ to save me. And God delivered me from the power of darkness and translated me into the kingdom of his dear Son. I was reconciled unto God. I was forgiven of all my sins. And today I'm saved. And I know where I'm going to spend eternity. I don't hope I'm going to spend eternity in heaven. I know because the Bible tells me so. Now, I don't know where you are today or what your condition is or what the state of your soul is, but I can tell you this for sure. The one thing that lies open before you are the countless ages of eternity. Those lie open before you, my friend. And one day you will take your last breath. Whether it's today or tomorrow or next week or next year or 10 or 20 years, you will take your last breath. And if you go into eternity without Christ, your first breath, when you get there, will be a ball of fire. But if you die with Jesus Christ, you will be catapulted into His presence, for to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. And you will spend a Christ rejoicing and a Christ glorifying eternity. Which do you want? I started this little section by saying, when is a good time to be saved? Let me ask you this. If you knew that by trusting Jesus Christ to save you, if you knew that by trusting the finished work of the cross to save you, when do you think a good time to get right with God would be? When do you think a good time would be to believe the gospel that Jesus Christ died for you, was buried, and rose again the third day according to the Scriptures? When do you think a good time to believe that would be? I can tell you right now. Don't wait. There's no reason to wait. Don't worry about what your friends will say. Believe the gospel and be saved. I am going to be praying for you.